What is up, guys? Ricky Carruth here, once again coming to you from my studio. Today I want to talk to you about for sale by owners. Okay, if you talk to just about any coach, any training program out there for real estate agents, they're preaching for sale by owners. Okay, they're trying to teach you to, number one, get over your fears of calling for sale by owners, and then once you call them, trying to understand how to handle objections, get your foot in the door, make an appointment, get face-to-face, put together an incredible listing presentation that's going to woo the seller over into choosing you as their real estate agent. My opinion on for sale by owners is that it's not the best way to go, number one. I believe circle prospecting is the number one way to create a lifelong, strong career, recession-proof business. Everybody does it differently. That's the beauty of real estate. But back on the subject for sale by owners, here's the reasons why I believe it's not the best. And then I'm going to tell you, if I were to handle for sale by owners and be a for sale by owner agent, exactly how I would handle for sale by owners and how I would dominate that space. So I think that for sale by owners are really, really extremely good for new agents. I believe that if you're a new agent, the first thing you do is you call every single for sale by owner in your area and get your feet wet in the market. Nothing, and I repeat, nothing will give you more experience than dealing with for sale by owners. You're talking to a live prospect who wants to sell and may possibly want to buy. You get an appointment, you get to meet them face to face, you get to look at property, you get to study comps, to try to price the property out. Maybe they list it with you, so you get the experience of drawing up a listing agreement, getting it signed, and if that happens, you get the entire listing experience as far as taking pictures and putting it on MLS and dealing with agents who want to show the property. Maybe they don't list it with you, but they really liked you. They sold it for sale by owner. Now they want to buy something. Maybe they just want to buy something. Maybe they haven't sold it yet, but they like you and they want you to show them some property. Now you get to go look at properties, with a client, show property. It's an amazing opportunity to gain experience. It gives you the quickest experience in the least amount of time. So I highly recommend all new agents calling every for sale by owner in your area the minute you get your license, the second you get your license. Don't worry about making business cards. Don't worry about we're dealing with your website. Don't worry about, ordering signs. Don't worry about any of this. Start calling for sale by owners and setting up appointments, going to meet people, and starting to get your feet wet in the market. Okay. Now, what you're going to find is that for sale by owners just don't want to list. The statistics say that 87% of for sale by owners end up listing their property with an agent. Okay, that's great. But what's tough about it is how long it takes that for sale by owner to actually take that action. And also the amount of competition of agents that are calling those for sale by owners. And the fact that even if that for sale by owner lists their property with you, it's a different scenario than a random owner who deals with agents all the time, who doesn't mind listing their property with an agent, understands the worth of an agent. It's a little different scenario. For sale by owner is a little harder to deal with. They're selling by owner because they want to avoid that commission. And at the end of the day, most of them don't feel like real estate agents are even worth the money that we're paid. They think that we are just getting rich basically off other people, and that that the work that we put in is not that difficult, right? But they don't know anything about real estate if that's what they think. It's very difficult. There's lots of complexities to the business. There's a lot of stress. It's a more than full-time job. I work more hours now than I did when I roofed houses or worked on an oil rig, right? I work more hours now than I did then. And it's it's hardcore hours too. I'm really getting after it. When I was roofing and when I was on the oil rig, there were times where I could kind of slack off, not in real estate. There is no slacking off in real estate if you're going to produce at the level that you want to produce at. So if I were to handle for sale by owners, if I were going to be a for sale by owner agent, okay, here's my advice. Here's how I believe that you can dominate as a for sale by owner agent, okay? The first thing is that getting an appointment with a for sale by owner is the easiest appointment you'll ever set, because the for sale by owner wants to show their house to anyone who is interested, okay? 99% of them will show their house to anyone, agent, non-agent, whoever. They're just trying to get traffic through the door so that they can maybe possibly get some kind of offer happening, so on and so forth. So calling them up and getting the appointment is very easy. This is my philosophy. This is my strategy if I were to do for sale by owners, okay? And it's kind of similar to how I circle prospect, okay? The point is I want to build a huge database of people that know me, like me, trust me, okay? That I stay in touch with until they get ready to make the move, okay? It's a little different than setting up your objection handlers and going in for the kill. And the guys that do that do very well at it, kudos to them. Great. I'm glad that they figured something out that works for them. This is how I would do it. Okay, I would call, set the appointment, I would go see them. When I show up, I'm gonna have my folder with my blank listing agreement, my gift card to a restaurant, the comps, a one-page resume, all in a really nice folder. So I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna have them show me the house, and then I'm gonna start talking to them about why they're wanting to buy, about why they're wanting to sell. Like, what is their motivation? What's going on in their life that's causing them to make this decision? That's what I really want to know, is why. My whole reason for my appointment is to figure out why, so that then I can take that motivation and then I can start trying to work towards the listing, okay? So as I find out what their motivation is, I'm going to start asking them, what if you were to sell this, next week, within 30 days, how quickly do you need to move? How quickly, whatever their motivation is, I'm going to have a conversation with them about it in a direction of needing to sell the property. Figure out what their timeline is based on their motivation. Okay, so I'm going to do everything I can to establish a strong relationship with these people. Okay, from there, I'm going to go for the kill and ask, hey, if you were to list the property, is there an agent in the area that you would work with? Okay. Is there an agent in the area that you would work with if you were to list this property? That question is just designed to see, hey, do they already have a really strong relationship with another agent? Like if their mom, sister, brother, or maybe a lot of times for sale by owners, they know so many agents, they don't want to hurt any of their feelings. So they don't want to list with any one realtor because they know so many of them, right? I've seen that scenario time and time again. So I'm going to ask all these questions, right? I'm going to establish relationship, okay? Then I'm going to call them every single week. I'm going to call them on the same day every week. So if I'm working for sale by owners, I have that one day a week. Maybe it's Wednesday, maybe it's Tuesday, Monday, whatever day every Monday, every Tuesday. Let's say Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I'm going to call my group of for sale by owners that I'm working with. So I'm going to go see all the for sale by owners I can, and then I'm going to call all of them every Tuesday and check on them, see how they're doing, see if they need anything, see if they've had any showings, see what the feedback's been, see if they went under contract. Okay, I'm going to call them every single week until they either decide to list it, or until they sell it, or until they take it off the market and say we're just not going to sell it, okay? So those are the three different outcomes. They're going to list it either with you or another agent, they're going to sell it themselves, or they're just going to take it off the market completely. So you're going to call every single week and you're looking for one of those outcomes. When is that outcome going to happen? Who knows? It's all predicated on them, what their motivations are, how quickly they need to do this, how fed up they start getting with people who look at their property that don't buy, so on and so forth. There's lots of variables. Your job is to establish that you care about them, you care about their motivations, you're going to work hard for them, you're going to call them every single week until they decide to do something different. Now, if they sell it on their own, stay with them, call them every single week. And as once they close, they may want one to buy. Well, if they buy from you, they don't pay a commission. Commissions are paid on the seller side. So what happens is you may represent them on buying something. Okay? So the bottom line is, for sale by owners or for newer agents to get experience, if you're going to work them, create relationships and call every single week until they decide to list. Either they sell it themselves or decide to take it off the market. And, if you're going to do this, build a huge database of for sale by owners. Have, 30, 40, 50, 60 of them that you need to call every Tuesday. Put them in a dialing system, triple dial them, and touch base with them. And you can do very well this method. I just think that the people that right off the start, right out of the gate, do not want to use a realtor, it's just tougher. And I know a lot of guys do very well with objection handling. But I think at the end of the day, if you focus more on the prospect, more on what they need, rather than just trying to get them to sign the line, I think that you'll have a much better relationship with them in the future for referrals and repeat business. So that's my 2 cents on for sale by owners. If you guys have any questions, let me know. We'll talk to you real soon.